Hello, in our session today, we are going to be calculating the area of a circle when we're given our diameter as a decimal number and we're using our pi as 22/7. So if you're ready to see how this is done, let's get started. So in our example today, we will be calculating the area of our circle. And remember that for this example, our diameter is given to us in a decimal number. And if you remember that with the area of our circle, we are called to use the radius, which means that we need to begin by first calculating our radius, which will be equal to half the length of our diameter. And when we divide 4.8 in half, we will get 2.4, and that's millimeters. So now that we have calculated our radius, let's go back and now begin our steps for substitution. We know that pi is equal to 22/7. And for this question, our radius is equal to 2.4. And I'm going to put that in parentheses because that entire number is being squared. So now that we have our radius, let's now begin calculating our 2.4 when it is squared. And remember that squared simply means that the number is being multiplied to itself. It's not being multiplied to 2 and it's not being added. So it is being multiplied to itself. So let's begin with that calculation. So our 2.4 will be multiplied to 2.4. 4 times 4 is 16. We'll put our 6, carry the 1. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 will equal to 9. We'll add in our 0 and begin multiplying by our 2. So 2 times 4 is equal to 8. 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Let's sum these numbers together. And 6 plus 0 is 6. 9 plus 8 is equal to 17. We put our 7, carry the 1, and 1 plus 4 will equal to 5. Now to input our decimal points, remember we have one digit behind our 2.4, one digit here also behind the 2.4. So in total, we will have 2 digits behind the decimal point in our answer. So now we will plug that answer back into our equation, which is our 5 and 76/100. And remember at this point, if you feel comfortable with adding in the 1 in your denominator, by all means, feel free to do that. But that is a step that I will not be including because, like I said, as we go through these sessions, our whole goal is to make sure that you are developing your skills. So we have to take those crutches away a little at a time. So now that we have our expression, our equation simplified, we're going to multiply our numerators out so that we can get a more simplified answer. So we'll be multiplying our 5 and 76/100 by 22. Remember, this is multiplication, so whichever number you decide to use as your multiplier, even though our working is a little bit different, we should still arrive at the same answer. So 2 times 6 is equal to 12. We'll put our 2, carry the 1. 2 times 7 is equal to 14 plus 1 will give us 15. We'll put the 5, carry the 1. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1 will equal to 11. So we'll add in our 0. And remember that since we're multiplying by the same digit, we should get the exact same numbers. So 2 times 6 is 12. Put our 2, carry the 1. 2 times 7 is 14 plus 1 will equal to 15. Put our 5, carry the 1, and 2 times 5 will equal to 10 plus 1 will equal to 11. Let's sum our digits together. 2 plus 0 is 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. 1 plus 5 is 6. 1 plus 1 is 2, and we'll bring down our 1. And to input our decimal point, we have 2 digits behind the decimal point. And 22, we have no digits behind the decimal point. So in total, we should have 2 digits behind our decimal point. So we count 1, 2, and input that decimal point right between our 6 and our 7. So now let's clean up our equation a little bit more. So our area will now be equal to, we're going to have our 126 and 7200 in our numerator. And now we are going to dive straight into our division, where we will be dividing 7 into this number to get our final step for our area. Remember that some of you at this point, depending on the level you are at, you may want to be one of the few that have the privilege of using a calculator. However, this is for more of a BJC content, or for our lower, our junior high school area, or our junior high school students who are not privileged to be able to use calculators. So everything or all of their working has to be done manually. But even so, remember that the manual calculations is still good. It still tests your ability to be able to work through these questions without your device. So 7 divides into 56 8 times. 8 times 7 is 56. 56 minus 56 is 0. We'll bring down our 7. 7 divides into 7 once. 1 times 7 is 7. 7 minus 7 is 0. We'll bring down our 2. 7 can't divide into 2, so we'll include a 0. 0 times 7 is 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. And what I'm going to do is I will stop at this point and move my decimal point right up from where it's at. But remember that when you are working out these type of questions, where you stop will depend on your instructions, because your instructions may ask you to round to the nearest whole number or leave your answer to 3 digits behind the decimal point. Remember that I'm stopping at this point, but your main goal is to always follow the instructions that is given to you in your question, telling you how to leave your final answer. That is what's most important. So I am going to stop here and say that my area is equal to 18.1 or 18.10 hundredths millimeters squared, and always indicate, because I didn't divide it completely, that my answer was left to 2 decimal places. Okay, so I hope this video is very helpful to you. Remember, if this was able to help you to solve the question that you may be facing, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, give it a like. If you have any questions about anything that I probably did in the steps that you didn't understand, make sure to leave a comment below and I will be sure to respond back to you. But as always, make sure to subscribe so that you can get updates on when new videos are posted, and it will keep you up to speed on helping you develop your math skills. And until later, this is Jules Math Tools, where we aim to make math easy.